Yo. Live on location. Me and the blackest one is still staying at home here in Orlando, keeping safe in quarantine. But this is a special one, man. We got a Midwest player, man. One of our all-time favorites. One of the best to ever do it. Legendary. This Mr. Fab Five. This Mr. I don't know how much in the league, but this Mr. Cold Shoe Game. And now this is Mr. TNT. And he might be a professor if you log on. I don't know. But this is my man, Mr. C. Chris Webber, our OG. Appreciate you for joining us today.
What's up, fellas? What's up, man? Thanks for having me on, man. I've been waiting to get on this, man. I've been waiting for my turn, man. And you got to have me on after quarantine because I want to be in there with y'all. Man.
Yeah, we got to pull up.
We got to get that energy.
Yeah.
We got to get that energy.
Yeah, for real.
Listen that.
Man, we've been big fans of like everything you've done and everything you brought. So it's definitely an honor to even have you on the show.
No doubt.
Brought to you by AT&T 5G.
When the last time you dunked, man?
Man, it's been a minute. When the last time I stopped at a gym, that's what you need to.
I feel you. No, I had to. I made my nephew so mad about 5 months ago. He coming with it, and I had to do everything to be the one-on-one. I had to stop, tie my shoes, change shoes. I was like, okay. And after the game, I came in the crib, mom's family, everybody there. I was like, I like to make an announcement. I retired from the family. And he was mad. All my nephews from the family because they wanted to
no more challenges.
Yeah. I quit. I've been to two times in about 5 years, man. I quit.
So first question we ask everybody is, when you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
I mean, the first game I played against Akeem Olajuwon, and he was the I think he was the reigning MVP or just a bit something, I don't know. But he had 33 in the game. It's funny because I watched the game the other day. And he had 33. And I was just looking how cold he was, man. You know, he the first big man with a crossover. Jamal Mashburn took that, but Jamal Mashburn was 6'8". You know what I mean? Akeem got you at the top, and he would do this, you wouldn't know what to do. So I remember after the game, though, being like, that jump hook, I'm taking that. I'm taking it. I'm taking it forever. But yeah, he bust my ass. I couldn't do nothing with him.
Timeout. I love that you just said that you took that jump hook from that game right there from the first time when prime dream, Hakeem Olajuwon, he was the first person to bust your ass. It's ironic that you say he did that hook to you and that's what you got from it. Because D Miles, first person to bust his ass ever was you. And you did exactly that, and you jump hooked him to death. This is the first time for us to have somebody on the show who is the victim.
36.
D Miles is the victim.
Hook. I tried to bump you. You posted me up. I tried to bump you. You would bump me and knock me off my rhythm, so now I couldn't jump. Then the next time down, I try to not let you put your body on me and then try to jump as high as I can. I tell everybody, I was like, man, that's 36, and this ain't like it was just all jump hooks. Like, you just jump hooking my ass to death.
You, Stromar, Swift, a bunch of y'all young power forward could play three that came in the league. I tried to go at y'all because I knew y'all was next, man. Like, I knew y'all could jump, y'all was quick, y'all was doing other stuff, and I was like, well, they can't block a jump hook. I don't care what nobody say. Don't let me get my feet together. You can't, so I was trying to come at y'all.
And know this, me and Keon Doolin made sure we reminded him of it. Whenever he get a little tired talking to you, all right, now you know we got Sacramento, and whenever we about to play him, you better chill out.
I just felt, time I came to the benches, it just felt like everybody was looking like, man, what the fuck I supposed to do? He jump hooking. You better double or something. I'm a $185 trying to go trying to play power forward and trying to go in there like.
Yeah.
And they laughing and shit at me and all that shit. I remember I just felt defeated that game. I ain't never really just had my ass bust like that.
Yeah,
like, you know, they gave a good game, but like just jump hook and it felt so simple. Usually it feel like,
that's-
somebody, I'm gonna make you do like 4-5 moves. You're gonna bring that shit out. That shit seem like, oh man,
They'll let you know
it's
how
simple.
weak you
Bump,
was,
bump.
boy. They'll let you know I ain't even gonna go into my bag on you. I'm gonna just put this shoulder on you and just baby.
Put this ass on you and bag your little ass down.
And that helped me get old too, because I saw Karl Malone do that with his jump shot. I saw him get older, and I think you're gonna see guys like Blake and others start using it, man, because you can't do nothing with it, man.
No. Do you notice this? Blake don't have a dunk this year. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat. I just seen that shit the other day. Blake don't have a dunk. Blake Griffin don't have a dunk. One of the most highest jumpers motherfuckers ever don't have a dunk this year.
I was looking at that. I couldn't believe it because I got injured and I saw how he was running. And I told a friend last year, I was like, it don't look good. Oh, you see, I'm like, man, I'm just telling you because I wasn't looking good. You know what I mean? And I knew it. And it's crazy because he could shoot the three. He's a great passer, but he might not be in the type of offense that let him play his style. Because you look at him, man, it's crazy to think that LeBron is 4 years older than him. Right? When you look at bodies, it's crazy. And we think of all the great things Blake done. Yeah, man, it hurt me to see great athletes, an injury take a little bit away. It hurt, man. It's almost like he should have played in my era and the era before. You know what I mean? Where they banging and just going. Because right now, him being a power forward, really a center in today's game, you know what I mean? And then the center in today's game might be able to take you off the dribble and you hurting with a knee, man. I remember going against Lamar Odom after I hurt my knee after I had surgery. And I was like, okay, I get it now.
Joseph.
I was like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I take my hat off to Blake, though, because like you said, without him having dunks and stuff, he done reinvented his game, shooting threes, like you said, facilitating, being able to score out the post in different ways. So, he put his work in. You can see it.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely put his work in. And it seemed like he's still enjoying the game. Yep. I just mean, just personally, I remember when my mind would tell me to do something and my leg couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And I remember every day you struggling, you reinventing yourself and you going through it, you know what I mean? And I just see that with him. He make it look easy, you know what I mean, how he's doing it, but I just don't like seeing the brothers, lose that athletic ability.
Before I got hurt, I could never see another player when their knee was hurt dragging their leg. And you see players like, nah, he hurt, he dragging his leg. But when I got hurt and I had the feeling and then I noticed and I know the symptoms of everything that's going on, I could tell players, I'd be like, he dragging his leg. I looked at Russell Westbrook when they played the Brooklyn Nets and I was like, man, he had a great game, but he dragged that leg all the way down court every time. And he, you know what I'm saying? He can get his full capacity of stride in because you always dragging your leg when you had him.
Yeah, he tricking you because he making it happen. But you can see, because I noticed like whenever a guy backpedaling to me and he stopped funny, I'm like, oh yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Only because I
knees ain't working like they used to.
Them air brakes ain't working no more.
No, man.
Country Day High School, where it all started. Country Day High School. How was it? You won 3 state championships. Well, I know how it was. You won state championship. You won Mr. Basketball, but that transition of your life, like how was Country Day High School for you?
It's funny. So many people don't know this, bro, but I didn't want to go to Country Day. I'm from the city of Detroit. My mother teach in the city of Detroit. She won't leave the city of Detroit to go teach at other schools because she like, they don't care about us. I got to stay here, And so I had an AU team. Half went to this school and I'm going to this school. I'm mad at my parents. My father, I'm upset. I'm going to this school. You got to wear a suit and tie. Things are different. And I didn't want to be there. So my first year I spent trying to flunk out the school and everything. Right. But my mom's wasn't having it. She like, I'm gonna win this. You gonna do it. So once I realized what a blessing that school was and how dope it was to be there and how, good everybody was. It was crazy because we were in Class C. We only had about 400 people in the school, maybe. It was in Class C, Class D the smallest, then we was in Class C, and we won Class C. So the next year, I'm hearing shit like, oh, they playing, they ain't playing no competition. Now, all during the summer, all during the summer, I'm playing everybody because it's,
Right,
you know what it is. So I'm like, okay, that's what it is. I asked our coach. We petitioned the state. We move up to Class B. Then the next year, we went in Class B. And right now, the best high school in the world, the coldest players in the world play for Southwestern. You know, you think of a team, listen to who was on this team. Howard Isley.
Ice cold.
Vashawn Leonard, 3-point winner. And long, lanky Jalen Rose. Fast, quick point guard. You know what I mean? So this is high school, dog. 6'7" point guard in high school. Vo was shooting threes like he was in the league in high school. Right. And the team I wanted to be on. And so I wanted to go to Class A, and the state wouldn't let us go to Class A. So when you ask me how was my high school, it's that in a nutshell. I didn't want to be there. The dudes on my AU team that came with me, everybody to school, it was love. And then we went from C to B and tried to go to A. They wouldn't let us, and we wanted B again. So it was dope, man, getting 3 high school state championships. It was a lot of love.
Tell me, at what point did you meet Juwan? Because did y'all play AAU together at some point?
Man, so
see, y'all was cheap. This back in the day when they used to go do all this stuff. Y'all, he in Chicago, you in Detroit. How y'all play
whole
AAU?
team, 10 different states.
This y'all don't even know about these days. These are the days your mama answer the phone and be like, "Hello, hold on, Chris, is Juwan on the phone?"
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, man, I met Juwan. It's so fun. I met Juwan at Nike camp. I was the youngest cat there, and this is the first camp I've ever been to, and I'm just, wide-eyed. I'm watching the first game is Bobby Hurley against Kenny Anderson. I'm on Bobby Hurley's team. It's just crazy. So I'm in the lunchroom, and I got all my family in Chicago, so we drive up there all the time. And I knew this kid was from Chicago because he had N-O-O-K written in his head. And I'm like, Nook, what that mean, Nook? And then, so we chop it up. Man, next thing I know, we became close friends my sophomore year. And so he would do things like come to the crib, play on our AAU teams. I'd drive up there, see him. I mean, he really recruited the whole 5. If anybody knows the story, he's the one that got all of us to be together. And so, yeah, Juwan. And it was crazy because you know how it is today, or I don't even really know how it is today, but if you're the number 1 and 2 player, I don't know how cool you are.
Right.
I was number 1 player sometimes, he was number 1 player, whatever, 1 and 2. Big men at that time and in the country, and we was close friends, man. So he was my homeboy. I remember we got into a fight, our teams, at one AAU tournament, and I just grabbed him and we both just walked away on the side. Like, we were really close, man. His whole family, Donnie Kirksey, rest his soul, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the shot was there for me. So we were close, man. We were close.
Who else was on y'all AAU team? Was like you and Juwan already, look, you said y'all was top in the country. Like, who else? Like, what was that? Was this the Super Friends? Because I know when I came, I played against your brother, the Super Friends. When that was the team, was this the same program?
Shout out to David. No, so this was
like Dave, we go way back, 12, 13 years old playing AAU. Like that's Chris Webber, little brother right there. Everybody looking at him like, who is he? Like, every tournament. Like every tournament. Then we got our coaches, Larry Butler and y'all program coach, they knew each other, so we would always go to the same stuff and see each other and know each other, and it was like, it was cool.
Yeah, man, because people don't realize, to me, the Midwest got the coldest basketball.
Facts.
No disrespect to nobody else. In New York, you could dribble. This was in my day, so, how many ever years ago in New York, everybody could dribble and lay it up. Mm-hmm. California, they were smooth and had jumpers. And we felt like the Midwest, you had to have all the game. Everybody. You had to shoot through, you had to all game. You couldn't be no specialist, you couldn't be soft, you couldn't be whatever, so. But on the team with Juwan, it was me, Jalen, Juwan, Emmanuel Bibb, who was cold at the time, Vashawn, I think I said, Howard Isley going to college. I forgot who else was from Chicago, because what's the white boy from Chicago that had the
Tommy Kleisman?
Man, that was my boy.
Tommy Kleisman, that's Tommy. He had game. He went to DePaul.
Yeah, gang. Me, him, Cherokee Parks, all of us. I mean, we used to, anyway, Midwest basketball at the time. So I forgot whoever else was on that team.
So wait, now y'all had 3 of y'all, so y'all really took 3 from the AAU team and went to school.
Yeah, it was Juwan though, dog, because now everybody play with each other, and that's dope. Go get your boys and do it. But when I was coming up, everybody got to remember, it was the system. This was the system we was trying to fight, like, go with your people. And Juwan was just like, look, man, they were sorry last year. All of us can go there. We dogs. You know what we gonna do. You know we gonna win. I mean, he gave, he was pumping me up, man. He made me believe, man. That's why when you see him talking later about Shock the World and all that, he should be, because he was the architect of that, man.
I seen he came in, hit the cabbage patch. I said, look at him.
Juwan, let me tell you, Juwan was so fresh, man. Like, he would tell us, we go to Chicago, he'd be like, man, don't wear your hat to either side, man. We'd be like, all right, shut up, man. Then a couple of events happened that we would never do that again, but he was always, Juwan always had a fresh fade. If you look at him from college, high school, he would cut our hair. He was my barber. You know what I mean?
Mess with dudes. I used to be like, yo, bro, you got what? Hey, all right, tell me what you doing, bro. Like, ain't nobody, I'm talking about back-to-back, 6-game road trip. It don't matter what's going. You crispy, like you fresh out the shop. Like, what you doing, big dog?
He cutting his own hair, man. He used to, he from Chicago, so he would only wear jabos with the crease in the middle. You know what I mean? Juwan was fresh, man.
Hey, man. That's for my whole career. When I say Juwan and Mike Finn, those was my pictures of professionalism. When I was when we go to hoops and work out, like, bro, like clockwork. We get that about 9:30, like him and Finn sitting there icing up, reading their papers and getting ready. And then I call them, like, I used to call them bad boy, because them boy had it. They gonna come in some foreign that you ain't never seen, something real rare, like some MJ type stuff. I used to be like, dog, Juwan and Finn, them the two, smooth as like, and I'm talking about just like, as far as like all everything you know about them, they handle all their business. The flyest dudes, the coolest dudes, got all the bread, but still super down to earth, talk to the young boys, try and show us how to do it, and just like, I was like, dog, that's who I want to go and be like when I get, to be an OG in this game. I used to always look at Finn and Mike. Remember I used to tuck my joint in like Finn. We be working out, always tuck the plug.
Tuck the shirt in. You got to tuck the shirt in.
Like Mike.
I'm on my Finn joint right now. But like, them the two OGs right there. They was the pictures of professionalism for us every day at hoops.
Yeah, man, because Finn, we played them in Wisconsin, and he put it on us. That was the Jerry Curl Finn. You ain't want to see none of
Jerry Curl.
You ain't want to see him. He was cold. Then it was Johnny Sylvie and all them other ones y'all had up there. Johnny Sylvie, man. Whoa, so Chicago, we always had love, 4-hour driving. Those times was good, man, because, really, it wasn't no social media. It wasn't nothing. It was word of mouth. Like, I remember being in the park, being like Liberty Road. I never saw Marcus Liberty. I don't even know where I got Liberty Road from.
Legend.
Like, you know what I mean? Somebody must have showed me, you know what I mean, doing that. Or the Illinois team, I want to say this just because Chicago, in college, I feel like, we going to get to that and all that. We was the shit. We was, But if it wasn't for UNLV and if it wasn't for the 89, if it wasn't for the 89 Illinois team, to me, that's really where we pattern our game off of those two teams. The 89 team, everybody could switch. The shorts were a little bit longer. You know what I mean? They would get out in the lane.
Not a little bit.
You know what I mean? Gil thought he was Jordan, walking around with the armband right here. You know what I mean? And both of those teams, and it was all those Midwest players, though, that did that.
Could it have been anybody else? Could anybody else stole you from Michigan? It was like just at the last minute, you were like, man, I wanted to go here. So who was the other team that could have got you?
Yeah, so man, I was going to Michigan State. And I went on a visit. And they were playing Minnesota. And so I go on this visit and play Minnesota in football. I come up the stairs with the coaches. You're on a visit, you do what the coaches say. Like, you ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? I really don't want to be here. This ain't Michigan football. Minnesota, terrible. You know what I mean? We got 100,000 fans. I don't even know why y'all brought me to a football game, Minnesota, But it was a good, good team, all that. Bashan was going there, so I was thinking about it. And we go up the suite, and we go up these stairs, and somebody says, come over here from Michigan State, and I shake someone's hand. And I get home, and the NCAA calls and says, you put your foot in the suite. You put your foot in the suite. You put your foot in the suite and shook a hand, and that's a violation. I didn't even know what that was. And they showed that someone from Michigan State had taken a picture through like a Coke bottle and made it a big thing. So Coach Izzo at the time and Coach, because I was really close with Coach Izzo at the time and Coach Heathcote, heard what happened. And, they knew like, it makes it look like you did it. It makes it, you know what I'm saying? It was just weird, man. So after that time, it was just really, I always wanted to go to Michigan, because y'all understand Michigan was terrible the year before.
Right.
Terrible. What I mean? My man Grant Hill was at Duke. I went to Duke and visited him. I knew him just as long as I known Juwan. And so, it was pretty much between, Michigan State, and Duke. But, Michigan 30 minutes from the crib. I got to eat mom's cooking. I'm the oldest of 5, so that was an easy choice. Yeah.
So when you got to Michigan and Jimmy King is there and Ray Jackson, like seeing y'all confidence, y'all rooted for each other so much. I feel like we came up under that era. So when we got together and got on the level, it's like, that was just how you supposed to play. Like we seen y'all play, y'all was so exciting to be so young. And it seemed like y'all was playing street ball, which y'all wasn't, but y'all was. You know what I'm saying? It was like these 5 kids from the street that listen to rap music, that, you know what I'm saying, had a whole swag of the street. And everybody didn't want you in this everybody didn't want y'all to succeed the way y'all succeed, but y'all did. Like, how was that? Like adding them, and then when you officially get the 5.
Ray Jackson called me last night and told me something like this. Today was the anniversary of us all playing together, or something like that. And, it's we're in the midst of doing like this series about the 5, and I would just say this. My main thing is trying to show everybody who we are individually. So when we come together, you be like, damn, they brothers already. They don't even know it. They done went through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of, people shouldn't even be here. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? We blessed, man. We could do this on TV, act like this and all that. We should not be here. Everybody's from a neighborhood that they should be there. You know what I mean? Like, everybody. And so to be able to make it out, to be able to, have a father that didn't do this and didn't do that, but knew discipline, to have, Jay's mother, she working at the factory. She got to be tough. You know what I mean? I ain't got to tell Jalen how to be tough. Mama doing this, you better be tough. You know what I mean? You better be smart. So it was like we were built for it, man, because we knew we were representing us. We knew at this time they were talking greasy commentators about athletes. If you were black, you were only athletic. At this time, you got to remember, this still was the thought in people's head that you couldn't be a black quarterback. You got to remember the time, man. At this time, they weren't playing hip hop in the middle of games. We asked,
the way you dress.
You know what I mean? We asked Michigan to play hip hop in the middle of games. We asked for that. After games, we jumping on the side banners with hip hop. They thought we lost our mind. You got to realize 40,000 people in Michigan and maybe 800 black people at this time. So we wanted what the kids call not a smoke. we wanted it because we just felt like we was gonna earn our way. We felt like nobody loved us, wasn't nobody giving us love except those at home. So fuck everybody else. All we got is us.
So how, like when y'all make that splash, and like you say, you got all that coming at y'all, and then y'all coming together, like how was that for y'all, the 5 kids, y'all 5 freshmen? Like I know, like, you know what I'm saying, after the game when y'all kill somebody or ball out and y'all just smacked out, like how that feel? Like when you knew Jay, y'all going back to the dorm or wherever y'all going to get something to eat, like for y'all to be going up against what y'all was going, and I know y'all had no clue y'all was changing the culture and making the impact y'all was making, but just like in those moments as 5 freshmen and y'all doing what y'all doing, how crazy was that? Like you said, you at Michigan, 40,000 people, like, you know what I'm saying? You see the big pictures of the big house and all that, and it's like that's a university. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with DePaul. It wasn't that like that's like, how was that for you? To be, like you said, in that moment in the early 90s when all this change is going on and y'all in the midst of it, how was that?
It felt good, man. I mean, because, again, we didn't know. So we enjoying the moment. So to watch Desmond Howard, win the Heisman that year, to go to football games, to go to the party after, you know what I mean? It was like...
I didn't realize that was the same time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just, and it's a football school, so to get love there like we did, you know, it was just good, man. Your mom's coming to the games, cooking for y'all after, and you know, at this time,
right.
you know, we taking video games on the road. You know, I remember, I think maybe to the Final Four or something, I had to carry everybody's bags. I lost in Tecmo, Matt, whatever it was back then, you know. So it was just, we was just kids, man, and you know, anytime things get, you get a little high and mighty or something like that, I think back to those times because we had the potential, we had all this, and it was just about those little moments being in the room. You know, I remember we were watching the dunk contest. We won one game and then ran home to watch the dunk contest when Sean Kemp should have won. And I bet on Sean Kemp. I had to do like 100 push-ups and talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just love because it was just love. It was just love, man. It was just love.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like the Big Ten, the division y'all was in. I hate Calvert Chaney to the day because of Michigan and Alabama. Calvert Chaney used to kick our ass over there in Indiana. Then you had Big Dog in Purdue with Cole Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Big Ten really prepared y'all for you know, going against them big time schools. And then when you get to the tournament, it's like, man, y'all battle ready. How big was the Big Ten and the competition that was in the Big Ten for y'all?
Big Ten was crazy. Only players I ever, you know, was like, here they come, was Mashburn, and you know, he from the SEC, but it was that boy Glenn Robinson, man. We ain't seen nothing like him. He was the line in the sand.
He don't get enough respect.
He's the line in the sand in college. Before him and Mash, there was no big guys that they would allow to do this. Like Magic and stuff, maybe, but nobody in the middle of the game, crossover, hitting. He's shooting step back threes. He's doing things that even if you could do, you were not given the green light at this time to do. And so, like, Juwan would check him. Like, Juwan was our best defender. We would switch on big men. So if we played a guy like ACL, we would switch. Or we had at that time the post double that many people weren't doing, but it was because the Big Ten has so many good players like Jimmy Jackson and Calvert Chaney. Man, come on, man. They were so cold. And so we always had to, you know, be ready. So that competition really helped us with all that style and as physical as it was. And it's almost like playing in the East Coast and then getting to go on the West Coast trip. You know your team gonna get the run there. Coach can't even really stop it. Yeah. So in the tournament, we was like, now we get to shine. That's why we played better in the tournament, I think, because it was really more our style of play. But the Big Ten, it got us ready.
Straight up. I remember Jimmy Jackson, Ohio State. He was a baller
Straight
too.
He's a grown man. He's a grown man.
They don't even remember this stuff. So the success y'all had to go all the way down and go to the championship in the next year, like, we get it. We gonna get it again. To go to back-to-back chips, how was that? Like, that was the motivation every year. Like, every year it was just like, man, we can do it.
Man, so the first year we go to the finals and, you know, we almost beat Duke at the crib. We know we can beat them, all this. And then they were champions. They showed us, you know. Christian Laettner, in my opinion, is the best college player in my lifetime, not including, like, you know, Kareem, Walton, and them. But it wasn't nothing like Christian Laettner, 4 championships or whatever he did. And he just had game. Like, again, they weren't allowing players to play like they are now. And players today are so much, players today are the most talented we've ever seen. But players that had talent back then, you couldn't do it. So Christian Laettner was the first with a pump fake, could do this, could do that, and play with others and pass. And they had a pro-style offense. And so they showed us in the championship. Bobby Hurley had like 18. Bobby Hurley killed us, you know. So that first one, you know, we were humble. And it was just like all year, like, you know, nobody believed in us to make it. We're not happy that we just made it. We're gonna get back here together. You know what I'm saying? And that was our goal. And it was more of a relief damn near to make it to the championship than not, because that was our goal. That's the only reason everybody was focused.
And everybody see y'all now.
Yeah.
Everybody see y'all now. After that first year, they knew
y'all
y'all
do
was
it
real.
again.
So
that's why you say that
bringing their A game against y'all for y'all to come back.
Yeah. And we wanted it. And we was like, we're going to earn it. You know, that was the time of earning it. Like, this going to be a great story. You know, first one you don't get, the second one you do, you know. And so, you know, we got through UCLA. That's the game I thought maybe they was going to get us. We were down like 18 or something in the first half. We come back and win that. And we had beaten North Carolina by 1 the year earlier in the tournament, by 1 on the tip in, just the last second tip in. So we knew that was going to be a close game, but I knew, you know, I had an advantage over this. I knew Jay had an advantage over this, you know. Yeah. And so I really, you know, we knew we were going to win that game, but we knew we were going to have to earn it. And so for me personally, being down, losing the game, calling the timeout when we were down, adding 2 more points on, it's a wrap now. You know, that's why you say, you know, how was it to go through it in the beginning? It was that love that got me through that then. You know what I mean? Because it was like we family. You know what I mean? So to get to that point and to not win it was like, damn, we're gonna come back next year. Let's do it. And a couple guys like, man, you better go and holler at us.
Yeah, you know, one, you can't.
We'll see you in a minute. You know,
you can't stay. You can't stay if you wanted to.
I'm lying if I don't say that I was sitting there salty as hell at the crib. I was like, you already.
I cried.
I can't say that I cried, but I could definitely remember being salty because I was all in. You know, that was like y'all was the youth, so it was like that was the team for everybody. Like, bro, I can remember to this day, like the first time I ever got one of those all gold Michigan letters, bro. The recruitment letters, it wasn't even handwritten or nothing. It was just the fact, like, you know how you getting them letters. That yellow thing came to my coach came that boy, I said, woo, I came out, I said, boy, I got that looking dash on my homeboy, like, yeah, boy, like, hey, look, you know, that's early, like, just sophomore, junior year, but I just, like, I remember that being everything because of what y'all did.
Yeah, man.
But that was one of my emotional moments in my life. I don't cry too much, especially in sports. I don't cry too much. But one of my emotional moments when they lost, my mama had to console me after that because I just couldn't believe it. Like, nah, this ain't happening.
My mom had to console me too. And I remember though, I had a moment like that a couple years earlier when Isaiah turned it over and passed it away against the Celtics, and they won in Game 6. And I was crying so much that my little brother got a whooping that night. I never forget. It was just everybody just going crazy. It was like, hold on now, calm down now. Everything gonna be all right. You ain't gotta break up furniture and stuff. But yeah, man, it was tough. But then, man, it's so crazy. The people get you through it, man. And so, you know, going from something that having like, you know, your worst moment. And, you know, because sports don't allow you to sit and, you know, to cry too long. You know what I mean? Like after, because I'm like you, I'm down, I'm hurt. What I'm going to do? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this and do that. And then talk to the fellas and understand, you know, I have a chance to go #1 pick because, again, the time was different. So no sophomore. Like the year before, Shaq left, right? Shaq left as a junior. 2 years ago, Derek Coleman left. Derek Coleman left, I think, as a senior. So it wasn't that culture. Right. So for me, you know, players were still broke, players were still all this, but it was like, oh, you can't leave. And so for me to leave as a sophomore, it hadn't been done since Magic in '79. And I was like, what is this? Because, you know, as you talk about going in there and playing against somebody like myself, I had to check Shaq in them. And I'm 6'9", I'm 6'8.5". You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, what is this gonna be like? But that's, you know, God is good, man. I went home. I licked my wounds. I definitely cried. I definitely questioned God. I definitely went to the depths. And then, you know, talk with Pops and you realize where he's from, what he went through and what he had to do to get here. And then you talk to your mother and she brings in, right after it, like 3 days later, she comes in with a license plate that said timeout. And I'm like, what's this? She's like, oh, what the devil meant for bad, baby, God's gonna do for good. We gonna start a charity in the hood and people. I'm going around telling my story.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Tell them, because I mean, I'm about to go to the NBA's #1 pick, and I called a timeout. You going through this in real life. This your timeout. What you gonna do right now? We both got this shit. We could both quit. We could both quit or get up. You know what I mean? So I definitely took that as, you know, I'm strong enough to handle it and God want that to be part of my story. I wouldn't, that's a whole nother thing, but I wouldn't even change that because there's parts of me that I know that are fulfilled and are strengthened because I've gone through some crazy things and I'm here and I understand the power and the grace of God, you know, and so for others that are going through things, come on, this is what happened, this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to fight, we're gonna have to get up. But so at that point, it was cool that I had people around that really wouldn't let you fall. And then after that, it's like, okay, 2 months, the draft, right? Ain't no time for crying. You better get ready because they ain't even thinking about that over there. So, you know, it was definitely a learning period, you know.
At what point did you guys start realizing like that y'all was impacting and changing the culture? Like I saw y'all wore the black shirts when you saw that, you know, Nike was selling y'all stuff and selling y'all stuff in the store. Like at what point did y'all realize that y'all was really doing things that was being emulated and y'all was making that type of impact?
So it was one day, this changed everything for me. It's one day I'm on campus and this writer talks about it. I think he did a big article back then in college. So we in school, it's a different day. I'm with my boy that plays football and we just hungry. And I guess the reporter is with us, he's following us and we just hanging out, you know, probably looking girls or whatever. I don't know what we're doing. And we go into the Subway shop. And I want the chicken Subway, I want some hot Cheetos, I got my little thing, I want drink and everything. We don't have enough money to get it, blah, blah, blah. We come out, we put our money together, tear the sandwich, eating it. And I remember he laughing at us and we just like, whatever, you know, it's a good day. Like, that's nothing to us.
Right,
but
that's regular day, right.
Right, that's just, right.
No.
But to him, it's something. So when I'm walking down the street and I look in the school store and it's the first time I ever saw my Michigan jersey.
Right.
And this might be 8 games into the season or something like that. Because I'm like, I want one. I want to, you know, everybody asking me for one at home.
Right.
And I'm like, where do you get them?
I had one.
And I see people buying them in the store. And I'm like, my name on the back of that.
JCPenney.
You know what I mean? Like, my name's on the back of that.
Wow.
You know? And then that was the moment for me that I realized, oh, wow, you know. And then that summer when we came home when your family and friends talked to you. But remember, there's no cell phone, so you ain't talking to your boys. Like, we don't even, you know how big we are till that moment when our jersey's on campus. And then you go home in the summer and you do like local basketball camps. Like Isaiah, what you do is basketball camp, this and that, you know. You're like, whoa, what's going on? So people giving you advice, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you start feeling the love.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
I remember seeing them jersey in JCPenney. My mom bought me the Michigan jersey, but they had the Calvin Chaney jersey. They had the Rashawn Respert jersey, and they only sold them in like.
Respert was on the team.
Yeah,
Respert. He on your AU team. What? See, that's what I'm saying, bro. He going back to the AU team, but that's crazy, bro. Not Sean. We call him respect. We call him Sean respected.
He's not even the best shooter in his family. His pops is.
Damn.
That's how crazy. Cold their family is, man. His family cold, man. His family cold.
Hey, so let me ask you this: like, whose idea was it for y'all to go that big with the baggy shorts, to wear the black socks, to bald y'all head? Like, who was at the center of the swag?
Man, it was all of us. So the black socks, that was Ray Jackson. It was Ray Jackson and them Texas boys, man. Them Texas boys crazy, man. And they got hard. You know, that was Ray Jackson. That was Ray Jackson. We wanted in on that. Ray Jackson alone, he had us wear the black socks. And it's crazy because we had a real good lesson from that as the Fab Five, because we only wore the black socks, all 5 of us. And then Coach Fish pulled me into the office and he was like, you know, I get it, but, you know, everybody should have had black socks, right? We were a team.
Right.
Yeah, so the next game we all had, you know what I mean? So, you know, that was a little thing. The ball heads, that was me. I love switching stuff up. I thought I was Big Daddy Kane one day, or, you know, ball head the next. So, you know, we switched it up. And the shorts, this was funny. So this is part of the short story. The veterans that wasn't playing on the bench, right? Or veterans or seniors or whatever, we went to them because the short situation was terrible. We went to them and we just bribed them, like, hey, dog, I remember it was 44 long. I remember that's what everybody wanted.
44 long. Everybody wanted the 44 long.
44 long, man. So a couple games, we was just playing. It looked real bad. And if you look, we sagging most of the time, pulling them down with the tights really showing because they still not long enough. And then I remember Coach Fisher making us earn them. And that's what people don't understand. We was giving nothing. If we wanted something like that, you know, if we wanted long shorts or something, you have to earn it in practice. Usually, back then, again, it was different. Just running for no reason, but just running. You know what I mean? Back then. And I remember when we all picked the Huaraches. I remember when we all, like, you brought them in with a bunch of other shoes. It was 4, 5, 6 shoes. And I remember, like, I want them. And then Barkley was my favorite player, so it wasn't no way we wasn't gonna wear them Chucks with the strap over the black toe. That's still the strap over the toe. Those still some of my favorites.
Straight up.
Yeah, it was everybody, man. Yeah.
One of the things that we almost got in this lifetime, we almost got Shaq and Chris Webber to play together. Do you ever think about that? Like, man, like y'all would have dominated. Like, do you ever think about that? What could have been if you would have went to Orlando and played with Shaq?
Man, I do, because all I wanted to do was play my position. I told him back then, I said, I'm going to average a triple-double. I said, they're going to give it to me at the free throw line. I'm going to drive and throw that bitch up each time. Like, what can they do? I mean,
what can they do?
I wanted. He already did that with Grant. So I was, but I will say this. So what happened is I called the timeout, right? So I told you I went to this place, and then I just went into grind mode. Like, I went into grind mode. It was refreshing. It was free and all that. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I didn't do any commercials. I turned down all money, appearances, because I was like, you're in the mode, punishing yourself, earning it, whatever you want to say. And so it was a movie called Blue Chips. And I was going to do the role. And I didn't. And so first of all, we beat Penny Hardaway at AAU my last year. And I knew how good Penny Hardaway is. He's one of the coldest ever. Mm-hmm. So I know how good he is. Shit. I would probably draft him for Shaq coming off Magic and Kareem. Mm-hmm. But for me, I didn't go. I was going to do this movie Blue Chips. And I was like, no, I don't want to act. I'm going to go work out. So I chose to work out. But at Blue Chips, every day they built them an arena. And every day, or a gym, every day they work out. Every day. And so Shaq told me, we talk about this all the time. Shaq was like, man, Penny was in there going off, man. He was like, I played with Penny for 2 weeks while we did the movie, And so, he was like, yeah, I wanted to play with Penny. I was like, I got it. The second the trade happened, I got it. And I didn't even care. I was happy to go to the West Coast and be with Mully, Tim Hardaway. So it was all love. But as far as, I wanted to play with the big man. I did want to play with the big man.
That would have been crazy, man.
Yeah. That was crazy. I think about that all the time.
Oh, man. I would have been instigating shit, because I bet you can't break a backboard today. Bet you can't dunk on him.
And he gonna go for it.
He playing around today. He don't want to dunk on nobody. Man. Yeah. I wanted players like that to play with.
So tell me this, right? After you say everything you have been through up to that point, then you get to I'll be able to trade and everything. How was that moment when you got to get up on that stage, as the number one pick and shake David Stern's hand?
Dog, I still think that's the best basketball moment of my life, because you got to realize I grew up in Detroit. Go to the school in the suburbs, want to rep Detroit. There's no love for Detroit. Go to Michigan. We want to win for that. We shocked the world. I call it timeout. Now you're down in the lows. And then you come out here and the draft is in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? The draft is 30 minutes from the house. Right. It's a party planned in an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? It's the most unbelievable feeling I had. Like, it's the loudest still I think I've been in an arena, because it was all, Michigan people there. It was all love. It was like me saying, thank you for making me. It was like them saying, thank you for entertaining us and repping us. That moment was so loud. I threw the peace sign, and I swear my hand was shaking. I was just trying to just keep it together. You know what I mean? My father, that's the second time I seen my pops cry. Right. I'm like, man. I'm like, Dad, you really gonna do this now? All the shit you've been talking, come on, man. Like, don't play with me now. You know what I mean? So it was, Jay was there. I had my brothers, everybody was there, man. That's the next thing that fueled me, because I had to keep that going, to honor them. That was the best moment, man. That definitely was the best moment.
Even with the wins or whatever, I won a 3-point contest, never won a championship, but I say that to this day. Because that's what allowed everything to happen. That moment was like, I always said, if I make it, they ain't getting rid of me for a long time. So that was it right there. Like, once I got in, it was like, all right, I got to deal with me for a while.
Your family's life changed then. Your kids' lives changed that day. You know what I mean? Like, if we keep it by what you know what I mean? Like, that's Yeah, man, you can't take that moment for granted, man. I used to sleep in Jordans, like sleep in my shoes, dreaming about that. You know what I mean? Like posters on the wall. No, that's why when I do games, it's the dream, man. You can't just pass the moment you get to the dream. So that to me is the best moment, man.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So you get to Golden State and Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, you know, a half of Run TMC is
Spree.
And you have a coach like Nelly that's a get them and go coach. I loved you over there. Like I loved you in Golden State.
That's what he been waiting for.
If you could go with Shaq.
Waiting for.
you could go with Shaq. Like I was like, man, that's like that new era. Like it was like the trends. Like you just left Michigan, set a trend. Now you with Nelly, and he trying to bring an offense that today's. This is what all the teams is doing. But back then, you know, it was a point guard and the big men's get under the goal. But he kind of was putting stuff in you that you didn't do. How was that? Because I know it was like an up and down with Nelly, but
yeah, it was
like,
up and down with Nelly as a person, but as a coach, you know, he knows the X and O's. When I got there, man, I got to the league. Like that was the league. Like it was shit like that's everything in basketball clicked to me because I get how you got to do a lot of things that don't make sense, but it got to me like, okay, you practice, but no, we scrimmage in 45 minutes, everybody out of here. Like what? But I'm talking about you going hard. You going hard. I mean, you going hard. We doing shooting drills, and there's no playing around the shooting drills because, you know, I'm shooting. And, you know, then I'm watching Mully. He's sweating off the first shooting drill, and I see him make 17 in a row. The first drill I ever saw Mully make 17 in a row between free throw line and baseline, you know, tippy toe shooting. I'm like, oh, my God. Spree, he D'ing up hard in every little thing, you know. And then the shot clock, I didn't get the shot clock. I just didn't get it. You know, you get a rebound, you take it out. And so getting up there, man, it was the best experience because you learn your X's and O's. He put me with veterans. It was just messed up that my first day of practice, I walk in, and the minute I walk in after press conference, Tim Hardaway, I hear a scream on the side, and he tore his knee up. So I never got to play one play with him. Damn. Billy Owens was like a big brother to me. Spree, those two, those two. Billy Owens in today's game,
Hey, Billy O was so smooth, man. I love Billy O.
Man, today's game, so coming to the league, man, and playing for that team, it was the best. We didn't want to break it up. I talked to Spree and Billy O about that. More than anything I talk about in basketball, we talk about Nelly messed up, but she should have kept us together. More than anything I talk about in basketball, because that was the best.
I have to know, how did you have what type of gangster contract did you have where you was able to exercise some shit after 1 year and say, peace, I don't want timeout. Like what type of, what that was a Godfather contract you had. How did that work? Explain that to me. I've never heard, I didn't even know that. Obviously back then I wasn't paying attention to all that, but how did that work?
So they put it like this: they changed the rule after.
Stern called me,
and it was like this. Not many people crazy. Not many people
don't.
Shout out to Fowler, Shaw Irwin, and Bill Strickland. So I get these two brothers to be my agent, and we're just talking. And you know, I just want money. Get me to the league and leave me alone. I don't really care about this. You know, your first couple of years, you're not thinking about anything but playing. And he brought me in, he's like, look, I think I'd like to do something. We talk to you. We have these deals for you, these deals for you. And I don't know what the average player was making then. It wasn't, you know, nowhere to what it is now. And he said, check it out. It's slotting. He said, you don't even get paid for how good you are. You get paid for where you drafted and whose contract you come up under next. And he was like, you know, there's been some really bad deals in the league. There's been some good ones. You may have to take risk. You may not. He said, on this one, you might take a little risk. I said, what? He said, I'm going to sign a deal, 15 years, it's $75 million. It was the largest contract ever at the time. And it was $75 million guaranteed and no contract had ever been that. And you got to remember, Big Shaq was before me. You know what I mean? So he's, you know. So he said, we're going to do it where we make it out after the first year. You know, you'll be a free agent after your first year. I said, okay. You know, I prayed and asked the Lord to keep me healthy all year. And, you know, after that, then you can do whatever you want. And so that next year, the reason why I didn't go back to Golden State wasn't because of me and Nelly. Part of it was because he didn't fight for me to come back for the contract, but it was just contract negotiations. That's all it was. I was a free agent. I was a free agent and rookie of the year. So just to, imagine in football, let's take that. Jackson, Lamar, and them all on the same 4-year deal. What if they could sign the same deal as Patrick Mahomes after the first year? Right. So that really changed basketball, and they made sure they addressed that on the next collective bargain.
You got that up out of there. I didn't even realize.
So, yeah. That was good and bad. Great for business, but, I would have loved to stay in Golden State because I'm the number one player, the number one free agent, and, they make calls and they know I'm getting paid a lot. And where do my dumb ass choose to go? Go play with that boy from Chicago. Because I'm like, we can shock the world again.
What you want?
We can shock the world again.
How was that? Y'all had you and Juwan, which in the league, some people put y'all in the same position. Y'all get a young Rasheed Wallace, you know what I'm saying, over there. I remember playing a video game with y'all on it, and I used to put all three of y'all in the game at the same time. How was that to be on that young Washington team, to make the playoffs after they didn't make it in a couple of years, to have the award, to get a chance to go against Mike and just like them years in Washington? How was that?
I love DC, man. That's still home to me. I love DC. Yeah, I love DC. Shout out to DC, Maryland area. I picked up my wife from Baltimore up out there. So that definitely was a great time for me. That's probably the only reason why I went out there, to go get her and to keep it moving. But so it was cool, man. We were a young team, and back then, young teams, you could win a little more battles. It was Jordan's league then, so wasn't nobody else gonna win but Jordan. So you might as well try to get the most out of it. You can. And that city was so behind us, man. We played up there. I forgot, Landover Arena, but that year the Bulls won 72 games, right? Well, if you look back at that year, their toughest competition in the playoffs were us. They beat us by 7 points
first round.
in 3 games. 7. In a total. Now, us bragging about getting your ass beat, but still it was Jordan and them boys. And, right. Pippen had to make a last-second shot to even get us. And so we were young, 22 and 23 at this time, and we really believed. And so I felt what Golden State didn't know we have, didn't believe and put it together, because we would hang out. Before you had 24-hour gyms, we were all going back to the gym. We were friends. And so in DC, it was the same thing. Juwan and I would always be at the gym. And we thought that was going to get better. That, wow, y'all giving us a time. We were the first 2 players, I think, to do a couple things, in the statistics. And we you get us some people here, we can really do things. But instead of bringing people in for us, they moved it. And I was really shocked, man. When I got traded from there, it was during the playoffs. I didn't even know you could get traded, in the playoffs. And
I didn't know that.
The man at the store told me, and I thought he was playing around. And so it's funny how things happen, because I guess that was just a hold.
You was at a store and got told you got traded?
Huh?
You said you was at the store when you found out you got traded in the playoffs?
So what happened was, man, so I was at the store on a Friday or Saturday, and I was going to, grab some stuff because we were going to watch some playoff games because we were in the playoffs. And the man at the store was like, yo, Chris, you been traded? I was like, man, get out of here. And my boy Kev, he drove me home. He was mad. And I'm just in the house chilling. And he in the car for an hour. I'm looking at him. And he got tears in his eyes because I didn't even want to call my agent. He got tears in his eyes. He's like, dog, he was traded. He was like, the worst part. He was like, you want to hear where? I'm like, yeah, like Sacramento. And he was so hurt, I started making him feel better, like he was traded. But yeah, so.
He hurt for you because he thought you was going to purgatory in Sacramento, huh?
Hey.
That's crazy, man. You try to go pick up some Doritos and some chips to watch the games, and to deliver the death blow. You up better. You like, what you doing?
On the low, they whispered that. They ain't even let my agent know nothing. They're like, he'll find out. Don't worry about it. So
that's wild. How was it for you? Because you made your first All-Star game in D.C., right?
Yeah. When I was in D.C., the first All-Star game I played in. I made an All-Star in D.C. I forgot where it was.
Yeah, that was one. So how was that to be, to make your first All-Star game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did that feel when you get in there in that room with everybody that you've been looking up to?
It was the best feeling, man. I remember where it was Cleveland. And the year before I was hurt because I felt like I gave these crazy stats and a couple guys went before me. And you know, I just didn't know how things worked at that time. So I was, you know, really working for it. And then I get there in Cleveland. It was a great feeling, man. I get done playing with Jordan, Glenn Rice break, Wilt Chamberlain scoring record. And it's the 50 greatest. And I go around and shake all of their hands.
When they had the jackets and everything. That's dope.
I walk around. I remember
there for that.
My father was like, "Go look them all in the eye, son." And I remember just trying to steal whatever energy, whatever truth they had. Like, give me that.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Just
to
shaking
be there
their
for
hands,
that moment,
man,
like that's an iconic moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah. To say thank you, like I remember touching, you know, Chamberlain and Russell at the same time, you know, because in my mind I'm like, you know, take pictures with your eyes because there was no camera phones. It was the best moment, man. So that was an honor, man. That was an honor.
Dope.
Yeah.
So Sacramento, like, what did you think when you heard you was going to Sacramento?
I wasn't going.
It felt like they threw you at the bottom of the barrel?
Yeah, I wasn't going. I knew it was.
Felt like you just had to start over.
I knew it was a conspiracy because to me, the trade didn't make no sense. I was 25. You traded me for someone that's older, even though he cold. You know what I mean? The Mitch Hall of Famer, he the man. At this time, you know, I just felt this way. I felt like we had something, like we were young. You know what I mean? That everybody knew it. You know, and I'm like, what's going on? I didn't realize that Sacramento had fought for me and all that. So I didn't want to go, man. Like at the time, you gotta remember, like when I was in Golden State, coach said, y'all can drive to the game, man. Meet me back here because I'm leaving. Like he ain't even, it was in the place you wanted to be. It wasn't a place that you seen them put any money into. Spud Webb was the only player I knew they ever had. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, besides Mitch, and so my boy Billy Owens got traded there. And he was the one telling me, like, man, we don't like the people. He was like, well, him and my mother. And I hate, you know how a good friend give you advice. You hate it. I was mad at Billy, like, dog, you're supposed to be mad at me. But so I wasn't going. And I just wasn't going. I didn't know, you know, how I was going to do it. And my father, of course, he like, man, you got to go. You got your word. I'm like, Dad, it's different. I don't want to go. And my mother was like, oh, yeah, you don't want to go there? They a bad team? Who are they? Where are they? She was like, oh, yeah, God meant this for you. This is the place you're going to be. You're going to love it. And I just hate it when she do stuff like that because it's your mom, you know, she's right. And I still didn't want to accept it. And my brother, so I get there, I don't go, I'm late, all that. I still don't want to be there. I get there and I tell our equipment manager, Rob, and other people like, y'all, excuse me, I just don't want to be here. It has nothing to do with y'all. I don't want y'all to, relationship to make me want to be here, I'm gone. Because at the time, it was a trade. And I'd been on the phone, Jerry West had a trade with Sacramento, and it was me for Eldon Campbell, Eddie Jones, and somebody else. You know what I mean? Because at this time,
you almost went over there with Shaq again.
This is before the dynasty, so I wanted to be a Laker. Like I wanted to Magic. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be a Laker. Of course. I get on the phone and I beg the GM, Jeff Peach. I'm like, look, you don't want somebody that's not there, man. This is after everybody called. This is months. I'm like, you don't want somebody that's not there. You want somebody's commitment. I don't want to be there. Y'all sorry. I don't care who y'all bring in. Y'all ain't never care. But I'm talking to him greasy, hoping he like, oh, yeah, you can. And he's like, Chris, you know, we understand all that, but we work real hard to get you and thank you. We think you're going to change things around. Everything I said, he would just stick to the script. So I knew I wasn't going to LA. And I get to the first practice and we signed Vlade. And I'm like, Vlade's cool. But at that time, I had been going against him. So I was like, okay. And my brother called me right before practice. He's like, man, it's this boy, Jay Will. You gonna love him. I'm like, Jeff, shut up, man. I don't care. Ain't no rookie gonna make me love being here, dog. I'm trying to win a championship. I only got a few, you know. I get into practice, this loudmouth little kid coming in like, what up, Shouty? He's just loud. I'm like, who is this? Just, you know, I'm liking his spirit, but I don't want to like his spirit, you know what I mean? And then we get in the 3-on-2, and he get in the middle, and he do some shit like that and whip it, and somebody missed it. I'm like, okay. And then the next play, he came down to do something, and then we get in it, and he throws something up, and he like, oh, you know I got you. I was like, damn, I love you here. You know, it was that quick. It was one practice. It was one practice in Sacramento, meeting the people, and that one practice, I was like, damn, this is gonna be nice. Because we played the way nobody else was playing at the time, and you could see it out that first practice what they wanted to do. and it felt like home, man.
So from that first practice, could you tell right away that was how special White Chocolate was about to be? From that one practice, that was a glimpse into the future for you?
I could tell when he was dribbling on the side talking shit loud to everybody. I could just tell.
You can see the swag right there. That's like the part. That's the eye test, huh?
Dog, Deion Sanders is one of my favorite athletes ever, right? I can just imagine him on the football field like before, you know all the great ones, you think they're not serious, you know what I mean? And then go on the field and shit. That's how Jay Will was. He just talking and, I heard music coming out the locker room. I turned the music off. I know none of these cats like music, so it must be this guy. It just fit in great, man. I mean, he's a great kid, but he was just fun to play with, man. He just loved hooping, man. He was with it. He was like, let's go. He believed in everybody. And if you open, he was going to get you the ball, and he was cold. I mean, you think about it, man. Gary Payton is a dear friend. I love him. The best guard defender ever. He made Gary Payton try to trip him.
I remember
on that play.
I'll
Gary
never
don't
forget
reach for
that.
it. Gary tries to trip him. Gary
stuck that leg out there.
He come down with the heads, he did the crowd.
He the only person Gary tried to flagrant foul and get to the basket, man. It was fun playing White Chalk. And he used to always, after a big play, that's what it was. After the first practice, I would always do the Ric Flair with him because he make you do the Ric Flair. Woo! Every time. And he country, and he got a draw.
Right.
And he just, you know what I'm saying? So it was fun playing with him. He had good shit talking to. It was a lot of fun, man.
You go from getting traded there to not wanting to be there to, you meet White Chocolate and then you hit it off. But, like, not only that, like, that was a year where you led the league in rebounding, dethroning Rodzilla, after he had done it for 7 years in a row. Like, how did that feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a feat in itself, you know what I'm saying? Just to lead the league in rebounding, but to dethrone that man after he had done it for that many years in a row.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Rodman, in high school. I met him and he looked out for me and we got into it. And when I was in Washington, I tried to fight him several times because, Rodman, he was that type of guy. and so you gotta remember too, this is I think it's the lockout year. And so I'm coming in and I'm just like, I just had energy and I'm like, I gotta get to next year. And we had Pager, we had Jay Will, and I loved being here. And being on that team, we were letting it fly like never before. Jay Will was shooting from Curry land before you could do this. You know what I mean? And so at the time I was just like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out because that was a change in my game. Before then I couldn't really shoot free throws. Before then I could shoot threes, but in Washington they wouldn't let me. And they was making your game do this, big fellas, And so then Coach Carrill really told me how they want me to play on this team for us to win. And I loved it. He was like, we want you to be the hub. He was like, we're going to have 3 options on every play. You're going to see those first, and then you get them away, and it's always going to come back to you on the side. This is what we want you to do in the post. It was like Coach Carrill, it was crazy because the God Sham God move? Mm-hmm. Coach Carrill was showing guys that in practice from God Sham God. And I'm like, you 80 years old and you went to Princeton. How do you, he just knew the game. And so to be with a guy like Pager and to see how he could shoot, to be with a smart passer like Vlade, and for us to have fun, like everybody on the court was going to touch it. If you were on the court and I hit you with the rock, you better shoot the ball, you better make it. That was our environment. It was like, us against the world type stuff. So I really love the environment in Sacramento because it was fine skilled players. It was pushing. I think we had the fastest pace every year I was there. And so, man, it was nothing like it, man. We was going to get out and run and try to let it fly.
What was your initial reaction when they traded Jay Will for Mike Bibby?
My initial reaction was, Jay Will gonna make everybody pay. Like, Jay Will was wild at times because he was.
Right.
You could stop it, you know what I mean? And he went to Miami and he stopped, and they said stop it and he did it. So I was definitely hurt. Especially after I signed back thinking he was going to be back. But I played against Mike Bibby the year before in Vancouver. He comes down the hole, and I said, bitch, you shoot that again. Bitch, you shoot again, I'm knock you out. He came down, I fouled him. I'm talking about I fouled him. And his brothers and them on the side, I didn't notice at the time. They talk.
Yeah.
Team down.
Team down. And Mike get up, and he comes back down the lane the next time. And I just made a mental note, like, I'm gonna love him forever. He don't even know it, you know? And so when I played with him, I knew it was on. Like he my brother, his mom is my mom, you know, she cooks, so we family, you know what I'm saying? Forever.
A lot of people don't speak of Mike Bibby, and Mike Bibby used to fuck your favorite point guards up, especially on that corner when they used to have you on the free throw line, and then Page in the corner, then they throw it to you, then they run off each other, one go baseline, one come off the screen. I used to hate that shit. I used to just be like, Page, you going baseline, you ain't coming up. I'm taking one quarter away. Like, I'm forcing you there. And you would drop that bounce pass, and sometimes it got through there, sometimes I got that mid out. Like, I remember them plays that we always had to run and chase there. But I just remember Mike Bibby, like, he wasn't the 1 point everybody was raving for. He wasn't the point guard that was making all the All-Star team. But he was so much a threat. Like he was so much a threat on the court. But just speak about Mike Bibby and what he was doing in that jumper that he was cashing on the air.
Him and Rod Strickland, two of the coldest point guards that will never get any credit that I played with. Mike Bibby, his workouts, bro, he the only dude that had workouts that I'd be like, all right, this crazy. Like, let's stop. Right. I'm talking about jump shooting drills, man. I mean, like, I'm talking about just I'm like, now, come on, we passed the point even. Your body don't even know what we're doing now. We've been shooting so much. But Mike, his dribble game, 2 dribble, pull up, he'll get you. Set shot, he'll get you. He's slow, but then he'll speed up and get you. Like, and for me, a pick and roll player, he was the best. Him and Biz, him and J. Will, because they could hit you with the behind the back, or the big guy had to go. It was like, you know, it was like pick your poison, man. You know what I mean? And so, he was cold, man. Mike Bibby was cold, man. You know, and he would live in today's game too.
And I want you to speak on Pager, like, cause Pager turned out to be one of the hardest motherfuckers for 2s and 3s to guard in the league.
Had to guard him. I hate
them two guys. Them two guys especially, like, you know, because, like, you the leader of the team and you the man, but them two guys made y'all a real championship contender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When y'all all collectively together, how they elevated their games to the level. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Pager, people don't speak up on him.
We used to call him Roller because, first of all, let me start with this. I told Pager when I played with him that I would always give him credit for this, because he brought this tight jeans shit into the league. So tight. Oh, I'm talking about double-breasted. He looked like the president of France or something, tight, you know what I mean? Sipping his cappuccino before the game. So I used to just call him Roller because he's just stylish wherever he go, you know what I mean? Like James Bond or something. And I did not know. First of all, he worked his ass off. Him and Hito Turkoglu, they had to. Coach was on him so hard. But Pager, him and Bibby's shooting regimen, man, like, him and Bibby's shooting regimen was just incredible. And I mean every day. That's really, I was only with Mullen 1 year, so I saw what a great shooter did. But I didn't see what they did year after year after year. And Pager, you really got to think about this. If he couldn't finish like Curry, to me, Curry's one of the best finishers, and that's why he's so hard for guards to guard, because he ain't gonna just settle on 3, right? So like you say, you force him patient baseline because you don't want him to come this way. And then if he come this way off my shoulder, I'm still gonna wait till he come all the way and you follow him and still try to hit him with you trailing. But only because he could shoot.
He gonna go straight down the middle.
Yeah, right. But only because he could shoot so well. You're right, man. They made us championship contenders, but they made me better. Like, they make you better. You know how it is. You get more spacing on the floor, you're a better player. You got another threat over here. So no, I credit them with, they all made me better. But Pager, his post-up game, step-back game, jab game.
I seen all that. I seen all that. I'm telling you, they used to show up like
you
the
hit
mafia.
That free throw line jump on their ass.
It used to be funny. You got Vlade, Turk, and Peja come walking in with their little suits and glasses on, looking like the European mafia or something. Like, man, look at these dudes, man, tight suits and stuff. Hey, tell me about the battles y'all used to have with LA. Like, talk to me about them playoff series with, we was out there. I used to be sitting there like, man, this, we were dreaming about the playoffs in Clipperland, but we used to, watch everything. And then y'all used to have some of the wars of the playoffs. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, LA, man, they're real, man. I mean, if I'm mad at Rashid and them, because if Sheed and them don't let LA come back on them when they're up 17 and 4th in Portland, when they throw the alley-oop, when Kobe throw the oop to Shaq and he do all that. That game, I tell Steve Smith and all them, that game changed history because they were going to blow that team up. They were about to break that LA Lakers team up. I don't know if many people remember in that game. They went on. Our thing was, man, Kobe was a killer, man. Kobe, I mean, you look in the series and Shaq is averaging 27, 13, 11. Kobe averaging 32, 8, and 8. I mean, what do? You know what I mean? You got a great coach on the side in Phil Jackson. So all this could be cool, but you're tired and, 3 minutes left to go. You still got Kobe and Shaq. You still got double team. You still got refs bullshitting out there. You still got guys hitting incredible shots. You still got veterans like Horry and Fisher out here, players that are so smart that don't ever get the credit. You know what I mean? Like those
Rick Fox.
Yeah, and you could say Big Bob, he made all them shots. Crazy. And he played D, and he got the right steal, and he got the charge, and he
had hands and took,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of that, man. Like they were just well trained and and well coached. And so it was an honor playing against them, and it was an honor knowing, we beat them in the series and it ain't on the record. And it was an honor knowing that, you could go at their heads. Because when we would go at their heads, as I look at those games, we beat them by 23 there, by 20. This is the playoffs, and we're the only team they feared at that time. It don't mean nothing because they won, but we knew we were in a rivalry and we knew we were the underdog. And me personally, from Michigan and other places, I liked that role. I thought we were meant to win it. I thought God put me on this earth to be the underdog and to win that champion, to win through that, take that championship back to Michigan, hold it up and be like, how you like me now, Right. So those battles, man. I mean, y'all want some YouTube. If y'all ever get bored, this is how real the series was. I talked to Shaq and we laugh about it, but Shaq got beat up that night. What happened was with the jump ball, Fox and my man Doug Christie, who I'll go to war with any day. I'll go to war with Doug Christie right now. He called me and say, man, walk here, I got something for you. I'll do it. I don't even know what it is. He's an honorable man. He's honorable. He go hard every day. And so it's, a little fight. Doug Christie is a picture with him catching Fox like that, like coming like that, right? So going to the back into the hallway, and all I hear is, and it's Shaq getting beat up by Jackie Christie with her purse. This is serious, you know what I mean? Like, and then after the game, me and Shaq were back laughing. But I'm like, hey, you got your ass beat. Like, oh, don't say that. But he know he did. You know what I mean?
He whooping that ass.
She was getting him. He ain't even know. It's funny,
Is that the one where she came out the other side of the tunnel? I think I remember something like that. She was in the tunnel or something. Yeah. I remember that.
That's who we were. Like, we were the underdogs. It was all love on our side, man. So you asked how it was to go up against them. You got to be your best. You got to bring everything, and we did. And it's still, at the end wasn't good enough. But those are the moments you live for to show your heart in those battles. So it was good going up against them, man.
That jumper that Robert Horry made, that 3-pointer at the last second to make them win. I think it was Game 6 to make them win in LA. How was the locker room after that? Like, how was the vibe? How was everything? The confidence? Did it take a little bit of the confidence that what made you go into Game 7 a little shaky?
So you gotta remember the whole game. So
y'all was kicking their ass.
We got cheated that game. So I don't even know how many fouls were called in the fourth. I know it were 3 times that I dribbled backwards and the charge was called, and I said, these motherfuckers cheating us tonight. I know that. I know I got a technical for saying that and wasn't talking to them. Like, just look at the game. Like, even people in the media come to me now and be like, man, that game, I don't even respect them because it was a different day and none of them said nothing then. Just say it was a bad game. Just say it's bad calls like I do. And people talk shit about it, so what? Let it roll off your back. That was that game, man. It's no doubt. It's been documented. It's the truth. And we should have won game 7. So how were we in the locker room? Meaning like we should have put that away. You know how it is. You can say whatever. But in the locker room, I just remember bringing the team together and I said, that's the first time in my life I've been cheated that I knew about in basketball. Just people talked about and agreed. And I said, what do we do now? You know? And everybody took a shower and everybody, you know, got back on the bus, talked about it, and was like, all right, everybody done? All right, that shit over with. We got to win tomorrow because today don't even matter. That don't even matter. Ain't nobody ain't gonna believe you about today. So everybody, you settle, you in your heart, you know what it is. All right, now forget that and let's keep going. You know what I mean? And then the next day we couldn't beat them, lost in overtime, couldn't make a shot, and that's on us.
Right.
So that one game happened, and then that whole series is on us. So, but that's what happens when you play against the best. You better take them out, you know, when you can. Again, this is athletic Shaq. He's jumping like DeAndre Jordan. You know what I mean? This is Kobe defensively. You know what I mean? This is Kobe switching on whoever has the ball. And my man, shout out to Bobby Jackson. You know, we had dudes with a lot of heart. You know what I mean?
Boy.
Bobby Jackson, monster boy.
Bobby Jack crossed me so hard, I lost sight of his ass. I was
Bobby Jackson was that boy was a bucket, boy.
Bobby? When I was with the Clippers, we played y'all, and we had like this play they be playing to this day, like this alley-oop for R.I.P. Shine Rooks. He threw a deep, long pass, and Lamar caught it in the air, and he threw it behind his head, and I dunked it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that play?
I do. Yeah. You gotta remember, y'all were the young boys. So I cut my eyes on y'all just because. Y'all was the young boys. Even when Mo Taylor was there, he always would try to go at me because he was from the D. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was the young boys. Like, y'all gotta realize too, it was a target on y'all back because it's like we can't let them come up yet. You know what I mean? I remember, I remember that play. I remember being mad as hell. And I swear it was on my birthday. I swear it was March 1st because I want to say my dumb ass got my hair braided that day and I couldn't even turn my hair right and left. So tight. So I remember at the end, you double pumped. I remember because we were there. I remember y'all put it on. I remember that. It was in there.
But that was the only time we beat y'all out of 4 tries. I mean, out of 8 tries that we had a chance to. Yeah. So that was the only time we beat y'all.
Yeah, but y'all still showed y'all ass at the end. I remember that because at the end. I remember.
Oh, you know you did.
That was the game.
I remember that.
Now that LeBron never jump on you if you shoot that ball and you up and you win it and you dunk the ball and it's the end of the game. You know, these days, they don't let you get away with that.
Hey, and that's why if I was playing today, I'd do it just to do it because don't let us get up 30.
I'd do it just to do it too. I'll tell folks that all the time.
Yeah, I'd do it. Oh, especially I know it make y'all mad. Yeah, okay. Because if I got to make you mad to play hard against me next week, then you soft anyway. You know what I mean? Like, if you know, people that need
soft anyway, straight material,
up. You know, you're supposed to be able to make that up in your head before the game. You've been through too much. So, yeah, I definitely shoot one leg.
I did a movie, right? And I was a real attacker, dunker. I really couldn't throw a rock in the ocean when I was shooting. But I started working with this guy named Buzz Braman, right? And I was in Vancouver working with him. And he helped me. Yeah, he helped me with my shot. So he showed me the pictures of the worst free throw shooters. So, I'm shooting my elbow all like this and stuff. So then by the end of the summer, I didn't move my elbow in. And I remember he worked with you. So I always used to pay attention. I'm like, man, that fucking free throw line jumper that Chris Webber be hitting all the fucking time, that shit then turned into a layup. How is that to add that jumper to your game? How did that extend your career and make it better? I remember like Bibby coming off that screen, throwing that behind the back pass to the free throw line. And it seemed like your hands were so wide open on the ball and, and just shooting it. Like, how was that to add that jump into the game to extend your career a little bit more?
That was your mailman shot, huh?
Because you know the knees won't work. Yeah.
I stole it from the mailman. I used to wonder, why can't I guard him on the post and I'm more athletic than him? Like, it was dudes that you would watch. Like Barkley, he put his butt or position in a certain way, you couldn't get around him. And so I just was like, how to get easier buckets. You know what I mean? They're not calling fouls in the post. I'm always on the pick and roll. And so, man, working with Buzz, that shit was intense. So I went, the one stat I am proud of, I have the greatest improvement in free throw percentage. It was like 45% to like 77 or something with Buzz. So every day we started with taking a basket off the rim, bringing it on the ground, putting 2 balls in there. I didn't know 2 balls could fit in the basket at the same time. Took me taking the rim home, putting it in my room, just keeping it there. It took, hundreds of shots a day, thousands of shots a day. And this is where I really stole game though, because we would watch film. And so in film, we just watch a film of game. So like if you look at Kevin Durant, when he shoot, this hand be off sometimes. The left hand would just be this, because I realized my left hand was pushing up against the ball so much.
Scraping
so
and make the ball spin a different way.
Supported, not affected.
Yeah, or for me, like a golf swing or something, like, for people out there that aren't professionals, how you go to the gym one day and you hitting everything? Well, it's because you get into that spot. And for me, this spot was inconsistent. You're nervous or you start doing like that at the line and stuff like that. And really what it was is I got it in a place I could get it. And I didn't care where I was. I could get right there. And I felt it, anywhere from like 20 feet in, 21 feet in, I could do that. And because I could pass, I felt I'm always going to be open. So even when I played with AI and I'm thinking like, body messed up, nobody ever averaged 20 with AI before. He a killer. What I'm gonna do? And it was, okay, free throw, let me get you some open looks, let me get you this. And so we still like Grant Hill's crossover, where Grant Hill would go 1-2 slow, 1-2, and then take off. Or Jason Kidd's thing when I working with Buzz, so I work on my dribbling. So Jason Kidd's crossover was like this. He comes straight at you and boom. It wasn't all this. Jason Kidd would just go boom. So it was just working on certain things that I know. I'm playing against this big guy tonight, bam. Or I'm playing against this, do this. Or the Sigma and a step back. Like me and Kobe even worked on the in and out step back, and it was from me and him talking about some stuff that Buzz did. So I used to take Buzz to the club. So where I lived in New York, I would go work out. We work out like twice a day. And so I get there like 9 in the morning. I want to be at the gym 8 or 9, so we could do 2 or 3 times a day. Take it to the club, come stay at my hotel. Let's go there. So Buzz was like, he still is a very close person. He's a good person. And I bet he could outshoot most dudes in the league today.
Anybody. Buzz is my guy, man. And Buzz, like I said, he helped my jump out tremendously, just reformed. I hated I ain't worked with him earlier in my career because, like, man, we went to Vancouver and just that time with him was just big. And like I said, you was one of the players that we always talk about. And, it made me pay attention to it. I'm like, man, he's killing this fucking free throw line jumper. Like every fucking time, it's like a layup. You know what I'm saying? Buzz was definitely one of my guys, man.
Yeah, me too. He had Shaq shooting his best. When Shaq shot his best free throw percentage, I think he had Shaq shooting, that too. Buzz got game, man. Buzz got game.
You just spoke on playing with AI. Tell me what that was like, them couple years in Philly playing with AI.
He's the coldest person I ever played with. AI cold. AI he like an undefeated heavyweight boxer type. Like he a champion. Like AI cold. I would just be on the bench watching him. One night he got 60. I'm just like, you know what I mean? He don't weigh 140.
Right.
Soaking wet.
Quick, he long. This is hard. This is hard. It ain't nothing. It's just his heart, man. He cold. He a machine, man. I just couldn't. When people talk about the practice story, when they go practice, I hate it for a couple reasons. One reason, he was saying my best friend died and y'all talking about practice.
Right.
He wasn't saying I'm being lazy, And then second, when he practiced, it fucked everything up. Because what you gonna do? What we practicing? You want AI to kill in practice all day? What you gonna do? Oh, shell drill. AI got the ball. He won 3-on-2. I mean, he do the same thing in practice.
What can he do?
You know what I mean? So in practice, it was just funny watching them. But I watched Lou Will. I watched Andre Iguodala those years. They were my rookies. And AI was relentless, man. AI would just eat everybody up. And it don't surprise me that Lou Will is the all-time leading scorer off the bench. It don't. It don't. He came in, the baby AI, man. Lou Will was cold, since coming in. Andre Iguodala was cold since coming in and was smart and realized, okay, AI gonna take most of these shots. How do I stay valuable? How do I do this? You could see them growing in their talent then. So playing with AI, man, it was cool. It was just, we just both wished we were younger. We both wished we had that opportunity when we were younger, you know what I mean? But, we went to the playoffs, did some things with some old men, but it was cool playing with him, man. Now that was, he the coldest, man. I don't know. Isaiah Thomas and him to me, and you got to put Chris Paul probably in that category now, the best small guys, and Tiny, and shout out to them. But yeah, he cold, man. That boy cold, man. I'm talking about. He could have played football, you know what I mean? He probably could do track. Probably the best athlete I've been around.
He good.
Yeah, that boy cold, man.
That boy good.
That boy good.
You got the opportunity, you grew up a Detroit Piston fan, you grew up seeing the Pistons, to get an opportunity. I know it was later in your career, but just to, be in Detroit and leave your house and go to the game and just be at home. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that opportunity, that chance to experience that. And like I say, I know you wanted to be younger and be there, but how was it just to get that feeling, just to get that feeling of, man, I'm a Piston, something that I grew up watching my whole life, and I can leave my house and come to this arena?
It's crazy. It's the best locker room I've been in, period. No other locker room is even close, because everybody was older. Rasheed Wallace, Dale Davis, Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, probably the smartest player I've ever played with. You know what I mean? Like they were killers. They was not playing around. Like they was come in, let's go to work. We work hard, play hard, get it done. Everybody's together. Young Max Seal is on the team. I mean, we really got. They coaching themselves in the huddles. Yeah, McDice, yeah. McDice. Darwin. Practices was tough. Like, it was men. This was grown men. You know what I mean? Like, we're sitting in the sauna after the game. We're talking grown men stuff. So it was, I played 1 year after that, but to me, that really was my last year, because Joe Dumars gave me opportunity. I remember, that's when LeBron hit us in the head with 25 in the fourth quarter and ended our championship run. That's when I started, this guy, he's going to be more than a problem. And, but to be with that team, man, that was, even Coach Collins, he was a MVP for the Celtics, being with him every day, for me. So that, if anything, bro, that was something I really thank God for that opportunity, because, sometimes you need to be with people like you to know you ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so they let me know, like, oh, yeah, what you talking about? You ain't even going hard enough. We really want to talk, and other things. So they were a great group, man. They're a great group. And then to be home, the place that the draft happened, the place that, high school champions happened in that arena, So it was moms coming to the game on the front row. So it was cool.
Straight up.
Yeah.
When you came up, who's the guys you like padding your game out there? Who's the guys that you looked at and was like, man, I want that, or I want to be like him or them?
Derek Coleman.
DC. Detroit.
Derek Coleman. He was the number one pick. He was the coldest. Where I was from. Syracuse, running with his thumbs up, looking crazy.
We had the OG on with us. He repped the D to the fullest.
Big 4-4, man.
He is Detroit. That's why I wear 40. That's why I wore 4. I wore 44 in high school because of Derek Coleman. I wore 4 in the NBA because of Derek Coleman and because of Larry Johnson. And my best friend Kev, he had 4. So those were like big men, Larry Johnson's another big fella that influenced me, And then it was Magic and Dominique and all those guys. But as far as the young dudes, it was Larry Johnson DC, that whole era, Billy, a whole era of big guys that could do a little bit more, between them. So that's why I patterned my game after.
At Golden State, you did you dunked on Barkley. And this is like they still play this dunk to this day.
Man, a commercial on that.
Like you go behind your back and dunk on it. These is one of the guys that's the best power forwards in this league. And this is your rookie year, getting the opportunity to go mano a mano with one of the greats. How is that feeling after that? Because Barkley is a character and so forth on, and I know you when you get to the league, the first thing you want to do is prove that you're good enough to be here. So how is that to just get that dunk on one of the people that you look up to and you watch from afar?
It was crazy because I wanted him, Mutombo, Sean Bradley, Eaton. I wanted the tallest guys.
We want them all. We got a long list.
All of them. But Chuck is my hero, Like Chuck, you know what I mean? Like that's.
Right.
At that time, it was no better. So my father, that's my man, And my father used to, let me know he's the man of men. Ain't none of these other men nothing. They can't be him, right? So I got my father at the game who's telling me, Barkley don't dunk on you tonight. My pop telling me before the game. My brothers, I bring the whole hood up for this game. Literally, it's probably 15 people there. Just to see me play against Barkley, that's enough. Like, I don't even think what happened?
Yeah.
And I always used to go behind my back. I always used to do it. And so in talking to Barkley, it's crazy. I was a terrible free throw shooter. So Barkley tells me he was going to grab me. And I probably felt that, not wanting to go to the line, and that's why I went behind my back. So as soon as I dunk and I get him, I don't even know what's going on. I know something happened with him, and I'm looking for my pops. That's when I put my hands up. And I'm looking at my pops like, what you say about what? This your man will be on the floor? So that was, you know what I mean? So it felt, that was, man, it's cool, man. That's when you get your hero, man. That's why, that was a good feeling. But he gave us 54 in the playoffs.
That's right. But that's when you talk to your homeboys that calling you up all night. Yeah, you seen it. You seen it. They showing on Sports Center all.
You talk shit more on those nights than any nights just because they was on, they wanted Barkley to dunk on me. You know what I mean? They wanted him to get me. You know what I'm saying? Because them the same ones that called back when the playoffs. They was like, how many Barkley scoring y'all night? 54? Was you checking? Them the same ones on the slide in.
When you was at Michigan, I used to study players' game and I used to study everything and try to take it off of them and bring it to my game. One of the things that I got from you, me and my mom used to always talk about this and so forth. When you was at Michigan, you used to dunk a lot, but you created this meme mug after you dunk. Like the meme mug, like the reason that I dunk and I be trying to look so mean and so tough and so hard, because the reason I used to see you do it all the goddamn time. Like who instilled that in you, and who put that in you? Like, nah, you can't look that. You gotta, you dunk it, you gotta have that mean face on. Like, and you first person I used to see do it all the time. So where did you get that from?
So I'm playing for the Super Friends. When we were 12, Harvard only let us play against 15-year-olds. Then 13, so we could never win. So I'm crying on the end of the bench, dog. I'm passionate. I'm crying. Like, they not better than us. I'm the little kid getting beat up every time because I'm still going over there after the game. Like, so, you know what I mean? Because it was family. I can't explain it, but it was so much family, and we didn't know how good we were. All we knew that the only way to feel good is to fight, like to give it your all. You know what I'm saying? And so I really got it because I got tired of talking, and I saw all these corny dudes talking, and it was just the way to communicate with my boys. And then I also realized it was a battery and everybody back on my team too. So I wanted that, and then I wanted you to say something about it. So my father, like in church, you acting bad or something like that, he'd be looking at you, like, you couldn't say nothing. Right here,
that mug.
I think that's what I got.
Look, but, that look.
Yeah, but it was real though, man. It was. I really felt like every dunk, everything was for people back you know, 6 Mile where I was from, where Jalen was from, where Juwan was from. I really felt like that's the only connection because, again, this was new. We didn't even have TVs in the dorm. You know what I'm saying? It's just mind-blowing. Sports Center, all this. So it was just something, man, where I just felt it was just a release for me. It was just something that was real.
When Nike dropped them Chris Webbers, how did you feel?
Now
when
that
Nike dropped, I had the blue and white joints with the Nike on the toe. I had them joints, and they was comfortable. I used to rock in them joints.
Hey, I loved it, man. I loved it because the shoe they gave me the year before, my first half of shoe, it was like a high top shoe with these straps across it. And David Robinson kind of wore it and he didn't. And I remember, again, at the time, all big men at the time had to wear ugly ass high tops, like high tops up to your shin.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, no,
them forces and them flights.
Them forces and them
flights.
Revolutions. You know, they was dope at the time, but you know, I wanted to change. And I remember like Tom Chambers won the dunk contest. He had on some low tops. Others, I'm like, oh yeah. So I wanted to make the low tops, the little tag, the Nike on the toe. I'm really glad that shoe did start a lot of trends because Nike keeps it on the toe now. It
was fly though. It was fly. Like that was like not just the fact that you got a shoe, like you got a dope shoe that's still right now, get retro and get love right now today.
They didn't bring them Jones. Yeah.
They need to, man. They need to. Yeah, those are dope, man. I got a few here at the crib that I ain't never opened, but I'm gonna have to get some more.
Oh my God, man. I wish I could get another pair of them joints. Them joints was my thing. Like, but I got them because, like, you know, they dropped them Rymans, they dropped them Barkleys. You know what I'm saying? Because they were dropping other shoes around the time, and I was just telling my mama, I want them Webbers. The Pacific, I need them Webbers. Them blue and white joints, I had them boys.
I told Nike, I'm like, please make a shoe that you could wear to school and you could wear with jeans, because you know, I ain't had 2 pairs of shoes to wear with, you know, when I was younger, jeans and this. It was one or the other. Give me something I could, you know, switch up at any time.
It was one or the other.
It looked out.
You got a personal collection of African American artifacts. Like, what made you start that, and how did you start doing that?
I got one right here. Let me show you. So this is a small one I keep in my house, and this is staying power, and it's the handwritten words of the great James Brown. It's when he wrote the song. You know what I mean? And so stuff like this, I just love having at the house, like pictures and stuff. But how it started is my mother's a teacher, and she used to always talk about Black history, you know, and just talk about how we contributed to the world, you know, how, you know, we come in every color, how beautiful people are, all this great stuff. And so growing up, she would just, you know, let me know a little bit about history. And then being a hooper, you know, you always want to study stories of like inspiration, people that made it and shouldn't have, and other stuff like that. And when I went to Country Day, I go to this other high school. It's a different community. There's no one like myself there. And I see my brothers, you know, of different races on our team, how they celebrate their heritage, how they do that. And so I really wanted to take these pieces and take them to schools and take them to, so first I just started collecting them because I just wanted to collect them. And then friends would come over and see, and they'd be like, man, you should take that to schools. And so I have one book. It's from 1773, and it's from the second oldest, so the first novel written by an African-American woman, but it's the second book written by a woman, and it's Phyllis Wheatley. And she had to go and prove, so she was a slave, her slave family, the family that enslaved her, taught her to read. She writes this beautiful, crazy book. No one believes she could do it, that a woman could do it, let alone an African-American woman could do it. So she has to go recite this book in front of John Hancock and things like that. And so one, I liked it because it's valuable and it's, you know, it's not gonna go down. 2, it's a big piece of history. And 3, I'll take it to schools and I'll say, you know, boys are smarter than girls, right? And all the boys raising their hand. Then I got them because the girls are like, boo. I'm like, let me tell you a story about Phyllis Wheatley. And then we just talk, whether it's about my timeout, whether it's about, you know, what point you are in your life, whether it's about things you've seen people go through, that I have some artifacts right here that I can show you of people just like yourself that wasn't supposed to make it. I got some funny stories I could show you. People like yourself that wasn't even supposed to be here. And if they did it, why can't you do it? As a matter of fact, here's their story. You can go look, you can go touch it. Now, I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be this, but what are we going to do? And so it always gets to that point. And so just from being at home, my mom would do stuff like that. Then I just start really loving the stories. And then now, what is African-American history? It's telling my kid, and you can have a podcast like y'all, just telling people they can influence votes like Stacey Abrams. It's really what inspirational stories can you tell people from their backgrounds and communities that'll inspire them and let them know it's people just like you. We know what you're going through. We know no one's going to cry or give you an excuse. We got your back, but let's go. It's your turn.
Do you have a favorite piece or like that you collected? Or is it too many you just got, it's one of those things where
I only got about like 10 pieces. It's really not a lot of pieces. I think a couple pieces is about an 80-pound ball that was for slaves that I like showing because people think slavery was this happy thing or people had another choice. And let them just, each kid carry it or hold it. And, imagine how long that would be around to bring that empathy. And then I think it's fun stuff like a James Brown suit. They can laugh at the colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You just want them to have a good time. And so that stuff, the Fab Five jerseys, stuff like that, shorts or things of other things. So I just try to keep it fun and everything from sports to everything else.
Hey, tell me this: how did you end up teaching a master's class in storytelling at Wake Forest?
So I've been going to school and doing all this since I've been out, and they have what's called a professor of practice, someone that can bring in real world experience to go along with the curriculum of the teacher that has the curriculum. So I've been doing my book and documentary, and I've really been writing and learning how to direct and doing all this other stuff. And in the midst of that, they saw the class, they saw what I was doing, and they allowed, they asked if I wanted to be part of that. So I was. What it was, I did interviews with sports icons that are going through certain things, taught them, the difference between what you read in the media and how to kind of listen with the third ear, and how the narrative on us has always been certain ways, and there's dog whistles and just things like that. And so, it was a really crazy experience. And I guess I could tell you about this now, but I'm teaching a class for Morehouse right now on Coursera, and it'll be available next week. And what it is that it'll be available February 18th. And so what this is studying sports and protest. And, we always talk about what is protest? And you always have people throw all these things up. And my thing is, we need to talk to sports icons that have been there and really ask them and break it down. So the first week of my class is with John Carlos. Dr. John Carlos is like a big brother to me. He stood on, in 1968, stood on the gold medal stand, put his fist up. He talks about why he put his fist up. He talks about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, how they encouraged him to do this. They talk about his growing up in New York and, what he expects of us now, Kaepernick, what the great things that guys in the league did last year with the boycott. I talked to Spencer Haywood because not many people realize Spencer Haywood's case was antitrust laws. It wasn't, remember that. It was antitrust laws. It was what's hardship. So because of the Spencer Haywood case, that hardship rule is because of him. Since Spencer Haywood fought that and went to the Supreme Court, NBA players that have benefited from it that's come out early, including myself, because it was the 4-year rule, it's been $30 billion that his sacrifice created for us, or his fight created for us. Anybody that's come out early, Magic, Cole, Brian.
We had Spence on they did a documentary on us when we first came out. And it was a whole segment on basically we here because of what, they did the whole gamut about how he fought and went to the courts and then how it finally happened for him. And he was still kind of pigeonholed, even though he won the fight, they still kind of did him dirty for it.
Yeah. And my thing is, it's dope that we get to learn about it, right? The world should learn about it because everybody's affected by these laws, And so my thing is to talk about looking at the world through the lens of sports and just seeing how it impacts nature, how it impacts business, how it impacts some of our thoughts, and so, it's been cool to have these type of interactions. I've been doing it for a while, and I don't really try to keep it on the low, but it's just something I do out of labor of love. And so hopefully, people get a lot out of it. I do learn every time.
Out of all the things you achieved, you had the opportunity to add actor to your resume. You had the opportunity to do Uncle Drew with Hall of Famer Shaq, Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie, like all these great people. And man, it looked like y'all had so much fun out there doing it. And you did a great job.
And it was funny,
that.
yeah.
So how was that?
Thank you, man.
Yeah, how was that to do that movie and just to get that out?
That was like a locker room, dog. Nate Robinson should probably pay the studio because he is messing around so much. We probably took 10 extra days to film because he just telling jokes, dancing. I mean, it was fun. Lisa Leslie, Shaq. I mean, it was a great set, man. It was,
Reggie.
we all on there vulnerable saying, you should say this, you should do this. It's like a gang. We really working with each other, you know what I mean? So Nate had this backpack that the director hated because the backpack had music in it, you know what I mean? And we got the people we got are extras. They live. They really from the hood. They hang it. You know what I mean? They're just getting paid to hang it there at the court. So if Nate play the music, everybody gonna start dancing, So the director, break, hold on, and people it'd take 20 minutes to calm people down. And they have a dance contest. It was fun, man. That wasn't even work, man. That wasn't even work. That was fun, man. I appreciate Kyrie for looking out and letting us get in on that with him.
We got to the league, you played in the Dirty West, and there was a lot of great power forwards in the Dirty West. So if you had to start, cut, or bench somebody. So if you had to start, cut, or bench Rasheed, KG, and Duncan, who would you start, who would you cut, and who would you bench?
That's fucked up. I'm a bench Sheed only because of total career length. I'm a bench Sheed just because full resume. But Rasheed and KG were the two guys that it was the hardest for me to score on. So I get that. But so I'm going to start KG and I'm going to bench Tim and
cut Sheed.
Make me cut my man Sheed, man.
Hey, this is what I want to ask you, though. Like, we were talking about this earlier. Would you rather get dunked on? Because all of us here in this, we've been dunked on. We done dunked on people, too. Right. We done been dunked on. So would you rather would you rather get dunked on or would you rather get stiff-armed? Like how King Henry be laying these boys down. Like, which one you feel is the worst? Like, to get dunked on or stiff-armed?
If you stiff arm me, am I pulling? If you stiff arm me, am I pulling you down with the arm, or you just threw me?
No, you getting like how you see Derrick Henry out here doing these stiff. People, just like they body go that way while he's still running like Juggernaut or something.
or like Shaq dunking on David Robinson.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like that's when we was talking about that. I said you guys see now it depends. You talking about dunking on David Robinson, Chris Dudley, or Blake dunking on Miles
Garnett. He dunked on your man from Chicago and rolled his back on out of bounds after he dunked on him.
Oh yeah, I'd rather get stiff on. Yeah, I'd rather get stiff on because at least the DB, like 100 pounds lighter or something. Maybe no, y'all rather get stiff on.
This one of my favorite questions I like to ask, man. We all, like you said, we come from the hood. We ain't really, had a lot. When you first got that, and you had a crazy first year contract, so like when you got that bag, what did CWebb go do? I ain't talking about going about mama account. I'm talking about what you did.
Okay. I was gonna say because you get.
I know you took care of mom, dudes, and that's the we all
what
did.
I'm
talking about what you did, what the hood want to hear, what we want to hear. We got big chains and all that. What did CWebb do?
All right, so let me say I took care of mom's first, and then I had to get some pink gators for the pink big black Morris for the party I was having because the pink gators it was that.
Pink gators, the Detroit player.
Yeah, burgundy suit. Yeah, the burgundy suit. Pink
Detroit
tie, pink
player.
Gators. And I bought
You sound like Iceman, man.
Iceman said El Dorado. Got a black on black El Dorado.
I bought a Suburban, and at the time it was like Suburbans just came out, and I wanted them to make it the loudest truck in the world, and so
you and D.
I had
612s.
Nah, 1010s.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Your body was vibrating in that truck.
I took the back seat out. The only thing I had was 2 seats in the Suburban. The rest was sounds. To the point I told him, like, if I drive down the street and I don't set off car alarms, or, you know what I mean, like I broke the window in the car. So that's the stupid shit I did. Like, I wanted the loudest car. I wanted the loudest car in the world. Those are my goals back then.
Did you like your body wasn't hurting? Like you should have had vertigo or something? Like you was constantly vibrating the whole time.
You could feel it. Oh yeah, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Like I'm sure hearing problems and shit like that. Like it was, you know, people talked about it. Like friends, they were just like, "It's ridiculous. You don't want a Benz. You don't want, you know what I'm saying, something for yourself." I'm like, "No, I want the loudest truck in the world." You know. And
in the
world, that's what I wanted, man. So yeah, I bought the first 2 things, some Gators and that, and then I, you know, probably bought some more stupid shit, then got to it. But yeah, I got to figure out what I put in it, because when I tell you, it would be much better than what I'm saying. But it was full of speakers, and you know, it was nice.
How did your family, like, how did your mom and dad look at you when they saw it?
Like an idiot. Like, this is what you gonna do, you dummy. Like, you know, what does this do?
So you get some money, you gonna do this.
Ain't nobody gonna make you feel bad about something you do to your parents, because they gonna tell you the absolute truth.
Like this what we waiting for? this what the work is for? A white Suburban with sounds and only 3 people can sit in? Okay. Yeah.
What was the first track you threw in there to see how loud it was gonna beat up the block, though?
Oh, dog, this draft year? Oh yeah, this is 93. So 93 had to be this 93 was that's Nas, that's Wu. Like this 93, that's when things start getting. Yeah, that's when things start getting like something deep, something.
The flow that changed up a little bit.
You know? Sure.
Let me ask you this, though, since we're talking about music. What was the first CD you bought with your own money?
Man, that's a good question, boy. Boy, that's a good question. Probably Big Daddy Kane. Tribe.
Big Daddy Kane.
You know what I mean? It had to be, I'm dating myself, but it had to be, you know,
late
80s. 87, 88, something like that. Public Enemy, something, you know. Yeah, something like that.
I can remember my first album. The first album I ever bought was that Twister. That Twister, boy. I can't. Straight up, adrenaline.
You don't know about Crucial Conflict.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You don't know about that.
Come on, man. You know, same time. Exactly.
When you look back at your career and so forth on, because I know this is like, man, we are babies in this and grew up in this, but like the impact of you and your homeboys had on the culture, how appreciative of that. When you hear folks who like, man, like y'all was it. Y'all brought the swag to it, the shorts, the black socks. Like that changed the whole culture, like hip hop, you know? So how was that when you hear the young guys and the young fellas to this day, even in this generation that's playing now, saying that like, man, them Fab Five days or that Golden State days, or when y'all was with Washington, or when you was with Sacramento going against the Lakers, it impacted them in their lives and their careers?
I mean a lot, man. You know, because, you know, all it means is that you inspire somebody to do what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? So you can't take credit like, yeah, we the man, we made you. But, you know, we were going through then what you're going through now, and you sense that, you know what I mean? And you feel that sincerity. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Like I'm thankful more than anything, you know, in this sports career that I'm one of the people You know, no matter what I have, no matter what that, you know, get love. And that to me means the most, dog, because that's what you do it for when there's no guarantees. You know, we do it for the dream of it, you know? Yeah. And if you'd have told me in the beginning I would have this career and the love, I'd have said, okay, I don't even want no more, you know? And so that's why I love watching y'all. That's why I love watching the young boys, because whatever they saw in me that they appreciate, I see in y'all and I appreciate. So you know, I'm grateful for that. I'd be horrified if I lost that love. I'm always been grateful for that. And for me, through the ups and downs, through accusations, through playing with teams like that, through being part of Fab Five and people didn't like us when we were out, we always knew our culture held us up. Mm-hmm. You know, you can go back and look at interviews, and I'm saying in the interview at 18 years old, I don't care what anybody in this press conference think of me. The Black community in Detroit is the only one that hold me now. I mean, this is what we said then. So I hope we earned that love and that trust, and we knew it. We knew that the rest of this world didn't love us. You know, so hopefully we show some strength that others can take on and use in their journey, because, you know, it gets harder every day. I appreciate the love. I thank everybody out there that ever loved to highlight, that ever supported us, that ever, you know, walked through the fire with us. Thank you. That ever prayed for us, that ever thought about us. Thank you. We needed every single positive vibe. You know, that love was dope.
How was it for you to return to Michigan? Like with I watched that, you know, when you went back to the football game and stuff like that. How dope of a feeling was that?
That was cool, man, because Pops, you know what I mean? He was out there with the 100,000. I was out there with my brothers. It was love, man. I thank Coach Harbaugh for inviting me back. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was crazy. The fact, man, I tell you what, I was talking to Juwan before this, you know, pandemic broke up the basketball again, because, you know, I think we 15-1, something like that in Michigan right now. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all kicking ass.
Like
y'all kicking ass.
I'm getting to that part. I'm asking you about how you feel about my dog. It felt so good to get back. It felt so good to get back that, you know, I called him like, you know, when we gonna do this, you know? And so we were making plans to let me get up there with the fellas before this second wave that caused the Big Ten to stop. But it was love, man. It was a good place, man. We grew there and we helped make that place what it is. So it was dope being, you know, welcomed back with open arms.
How you feel about what Juwan is doing, and Juwan getting the opportunity at Michigan? Like, you know, dude, like he's a great guy. Like for instance, the success that he has there and the hard work he put in to achieve that and finally get an opportunity at Michigan. How do you feel about him achieving that?
Man, this to me, like how things start to change, meaning like, you know, whether it's corporations, whether it's people, it's like they always, you know, it's like they never reward the people that are in it and allow them to take everybody to the next level. For me, Juwan is, when he was playing with us, he was a coach. You know what I mean? When he played in Miami and got older with Braman and he was on the side, he was a coach. When he was a coach, he was a coach. You know what I mean? He's been through it. Like so many coaches come to your parents and say, I can help this young man. Y'all ain't never been half as broke as we were. You ain't never lived in a neighborhood like this. You don't know what I have to go through. Now, that don't mean you can't help me, but I oftentimes need somebody that can relate. It ain't nothing you can say to that man and he not relate. You know what I'm saying? So he knows what it's like to do this. He knows what it's like. And therefore, he can give you honest opinion. He can help you. And he holds you accountable. You know what I mean? And that's what I love. He's a hard worker. He never was the fake rah-rah dude. Yeah. That's why when you see him doing the Cabbage Patch and all that, it's funny because that's his expression. Exactly. Everything else was, nah, we just going to work and get it done. You know what I mean? So, you know, when it come to men, you know, he's one of the men that I trust the most just by what he does, says, acts. And so I love the fact he's in this leadership position, because he would have been the fourth coach on the bench forever, as long as it didn't take away from his family, because he loves sports that much. Mm-hmm. And he knows the game where he should be the head guy. And I'm glad that he's showing everybody now what a hell of a job he could do. To me, he coach of the year this year. I don't know how. I mean, you know, his first year. And we're going to have a heck of a recruiting class. Y'all kids better sign with Michigan with him. Brian, I don't know if this is legal recruiting right now, but he better go get everybody he played with too.
Yeah.
Put him over
Hey,
there.
I'm telling you,
all
man,
their kids got to come through that,
when
though.
Nuke got that
Everybody.
position, man, I already knew it wasn't nobody better suited as far as from everything you said, from, you know what I'm saying, showing somebody, a young man, how to be a man, how to be a professional, how to move right. Like you said, being able to compare it to anything. He done been around drive-bys in the hood and seen it all and been around. So any story they could come to, even if it may not be the perfect scenario, like he can see where you coming from, and he can sit there and feel you and know what you're talking about, because he done been in something similar, like maybe not the exact same thing, but he done been in some of them same type of circumstances, and probably something sketchier than you probably ever been in, like for real.
You know. I mean, where he grew up, man, you know, his home situation, you know, and that's why he's filled with love, man. Beautiful wife, his family, it's all love, man. That's why he's tough. He's tough. He has tough love, and he believes in you. Like, he really believes in kids. Like, because somebody believed in him. That's what it is. Somebody believed in us, man, and therefore we owe our belief in everybody. You got to, you know, come up now once we believe in you. But you know, he's just getting started, man. He's just getting started. You know, he's just getting started.
Like, when you look at that, how do you like you said, from coming up, from being in Detroit, you guys playing AAU ball together, you know what I'm saying, splitting the dollar to get food and doing whatever you gotta do, like, to go through all of that and everything y'all been through, and now you look at it, you know what I'm saying, y'all done had great NBA careers, everybody made good money, and you look at the positions y'all in now, you look at Juwan, you look at you look at Jalen. How does that make you feel when you just look at you know what I'm saying, the sustainability you all came through with, and just still being able to be here?
Yeah, and shout out to Ray Jackson. He running basketball in Austin, Texas. He got them young boys playing, and shout out to Jimmy King, because he's doing his thing. I mean, Jalen, you know, he doing his thing on TV. You can't turn on the TV and not see him, you know. And Juwan, you know, it's just a blessing, dog. Like, it's crazy, because it kind of makes sense. Like, me and Jay would talk about, you know, man, we could do, I remember we used to say we could do what Wilborn and Tony Kornheiser did. We used to watch the show a lot, and, you know, because it's cool to have a brother you can argue with, and not like fake stuff, you know, you can really have true opinions and then go home and be like, whatever, and do another show. You know, we were talking about that, and just seeing it, man, all I can say is God is good, man. Like, being young, it was like, you knew you were special because everybody's special, and you knew maybe you called something, but it ain't no way you would think none of this would happen, because we just wanted to play ball. We just wanted to go to the same high school. We just wanted to play in the same college, you know. So when I see it, man, every time I'm just grateful, even if I'm yelling at the team for not rebounding or laughing at the point old boy make, like, that's crazy. Like, I'm just thankful we get to, you know, I'm just thankful, man. We should not, you know, a lot of people started off with this and are no longer here because they didn't have the opportunity, crime hit them, or, you know, something, you know? So we just blessed, man. Yeah, life.
Tell me this, you talk about your mom and your pops a lot. Tell me about, you know, the impact that they had on you, and how they helped mold you to be the way you are, because you spoke on them a lot of different times in a lot of different scenarios. Just tell me about your pops and mom's impact on
you. Yeah, man, they're two totally different opposites. My mother, you know, educator, crazy degrees, and my father's a self-made man that was on the plantations in the South, you know, and he taught me to be a man. And, you know, he taught me to fuck the world and there's no excuses, to love those that you're with, and to keep your word and to keep it moving. Don't be led by emotions. And then, you know, my mother would teach me to ask for more, to put your foot on her neck in games. She was funny. She didn't even like sports. You know, she was on me about education, or she was on me about narratives. Like, she would always say, you know, when Jackie Robinson died, he was mad that there weren't enough black managers, right? Like, my mom is the real, like, we'll watch the news together when I was little, and she said, you see how they said that? Or you see how they called that man that? And that's why I commentate today. It's not because of school or anything. It's because of her perspective, and I'm not afraid to say what I want. So it's just so important, the people that are in your life. And, you know, being the oldest of five, they had the biggest, you know, I wanted to go to a high school because of basketball. And in a broke house, one bathroom, 7 people, my mother said, no, you're going to go here for education. Like, she never was a fan, Never was a fan.
Right.
Never was a, you know what I mean? How your mom tell you, I ain't your friend, I'm your mama.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you know you love her, like, and them holding us accountable, you know what I mean? She was just dope, man. Both my parents and, like many other parents are, they just held me accountable. And then when I got to where I got, they said, that's dope, but what else is next? Is there more? Is there something else you want to do that you should do? They're just encouraging. And my pops was disciplinarian, but they're just encouraging. But it was so dope to bring my pops to the game. I don't know if y'all got any family members like this, but my pops know everybody. I don't even know people. Like, he was like, yeah, I talked to Karl Malone the other day. I'm like, how you talk to Karl Malone? Yeah, we on the phone. I'm like, man, what are you talking to, man? Like, he the type of dude I take to the games, man. He's sitting over in the corner writing in the pencil, man. I'm like, man, excuse me, man. Don't let my pops this up. Or, Kyle Lowry. I was talking to him 2 years ago, man. He's like, yeah, me and your father was talking about some business. I'm like, man, it's funny, but my pops is in the league. He the one. He enjoyed the league more than anything.
That's right.
Put it that
right.
way. Just being at the game, sitting up there with his fans, Bill Russell and them. When I saw that, he could smile and just, he the man now. I was like, yeah, John Dunn, man. I'm cool. He's straight. He's straight. I'm good. Yeah.
You play with a lot of good players and a couple of teams. If you had to pick 4 other players out of all the teams and rosters you played on, who would be them 4 other players?
Doug Christie, Sprewell, Billy O. That's hard, man. AI. But dang, shout out to Sheed, Strick. I mean, there's so many, but those are the first that come to mind, man, because some for different reasons. Some because they made me better, some because they cold, but yeah, those 4.
And the connection.
Yeah, the connection. I feel bad though, because see, this is the type of shit my brothers and them be killing me on. Like, this was your man. Remember when he did this for you? You ain't even say his name. I'm like, damn. They hit me rapid fire, man. They hit me rapid fire. I don't know what to say.
Oh man, the same. When I asked the start bench cut question, I put your name in there instead of Sheed, and she looked the same way. Like, oh shit.
Wait, so who Sheed cut?
Well, my man.
Oh, so Sheed cut me?
I don't know. I can't even remember.
Did you see?
I can't remember. Did you
see how trifling it is, though? Remember. I cut Sheed and I'm already mad thinking he cut me. That's how the game goes. That's how the game goes, man.
All right, man, that's a wrap, man. This has been too dope. We appreciate you, OG. This is one of the realest, and we've been waiting to get you. I know you've been waiting on us, but we've been waiting to get you, man, and this was legendary. We appreciate you coming through.
Thank you for having me on, man. Y'all show is dope.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, bro.